Hello and welcome to another video from EarnPED.com. I am StevieB here at the wonderful Zykion Citadel. So guys, just to let you know up front, I'm having some trouble recording the past day or two due to the weather. So as long as the audio holds out, I'm not too worried about the video itself. You'll be able to understand from how I walk you through what I'm about to say, even if you can't necessarily see it on screen. So I apologize for any drop frames we have, any lag. We've got some horrendous weather going on. I'm working on getting it resolved, but I've literally shot this video like 20 times. It's about 15 minutes long, so it's getting very annoying for me, so I'm just going to upload however this comes out. So today I want to talk about hotkeys, item sets, loot windows, and some basic settings. This is stuff I wish that I had known when I very first started playing. Some of it is stuff that I need to practice more religiously. So if you'll notice, I'm at Zykion, my quote-unquote home away from home on Calypso. This is where I tend to skill defense. You'll also notice that I'm wearing my blue underwear that I am so well known for, right? So people have been telling me I need to wear something other than underwear. Also, there's times in game where you get attacked by a mob or something happens and you just need to put something on real quick, right? So let's open our item inventory. And let's say that we want to put on our vigilante armor. So normally this is a slow process. Let's say I was to randomly get attacked by drones. I have to equip each piece one at a time. This is very, very slow because there's 7 pieces to the armor set, right? So I've got to equip each individual piece. This is probably going to take in the area of 30 seconds or so to put on the full set of armor. So it's a very slow process. I'd probably already be dead by now, right? Not something great. Well, that's not good in an emergency. So what we can do is we can make an armor set. So the first thing we have to do when we're making an armor set, a clothing set, or an equip set is we have to actually equip everything that we want in that set. So in this case, I've got my vigilante armor on now. I'm going to go ahead and close my item window. And now I'm going to right click anywhere on the screen and hold it, and notice it brings up control, emotes, my avatar, postures, and system. Under control, it says create item set armor, create item set clothes, or create item set equipped. I'm going to go with create item set armor. It brings up this dialog box, and I'm going to name this vigilante. I'm going to call it Vig for short. I'm going to hit OK. And now I've got this little icon I'm dragging around. I'm going to put it on the top left of my screen here, and I'm just going to click there. And then I'm going to close the edit panel. So now what's really cool is I can go back into my inventory. I can unequip all this stuff. I can take it all off. Go back to my typical blue underwear that I usually use. And now what I can do is if I'm running around and I decide that I'm going to be attacked by drones and I need to put on my vigilante armor real quick, I just come up here to the top of my screen. I click on it. And bam, I've got my vigilante armor on, right? So you can do this for multiple different types of armor sets. You can mix and match. At one point I had an armor set that was part holy, part angel with a reload helmet. So really, really super helpful because it allows you to put on all the armor at one time, saves a lot of time, and can save your life. Notice if I right click and go to control, I've also got create item set clothes. So if I want to make a unique outfit that I can put on really fast, I can do that. I've also got item set equipped, where it's going to create an item set of everything I have equipped at the time. So my weapon, my rings, my armor, the whole 9 yards, right? Really handy if you have different armors, different weapons, and different rings for different functions. So that's kind of how you create item sets, armor, clothes, and equipped. Very, very handy, something I need to start using more often. I do not use this as often as I should, in fact hardly ever, and it's a really, really bad habit because time is money and it saves time. So the next thing I want to look at is hotkeys, because this is also very important. You probably cannot see it, but in the very top left-hand corner of my screen, very, very, very top left, there's like the number 1, and then there's 3 squares that are like little white squares right above it, right? So that number 1 is the keyboard layout. There's several different keyboard layouts, but then above that, those 3 white squares, if I click on those, it says Edit Panel, and it opens this Edit Panel tab with the icon trash can, right? So if I click on the very far left edit panel where it says keyboard map, it opens up my keyboard map. This is where I can create my hotkeys. If you look at the number pad on the right side, you notice I've got my excavator, my F101 mining finder, or my F106 mining finder, my teleportation ship, my BP-20 FEN, my FAP. I've got a whip equipped. So by having all this keyboard hotkeyed, what I can do is, instead of having to open my inventory, let me see if I can get a better shot here. I can just hit number 3 on my number pad, and now I'm holding my whip. I can hit number 6, and now I've equipped my Rubio. Number 2, I've got my Vivo S10. Number 1, I've got my BP20, right? So hotkeys are super, super awesome. So let's open up that edit panel again, and let's look at some other things I've got. Notice number 9 is align horizontal. That's used in space. If I'm flying in space and I get turned around and I'm upside down and I don't know which way is up, I just hit number 9 and it brings my ship right side up and it reorientates me so I'm not all confused as to where my orientation is. Notice over here I've got the old school mission log, right? So I can just hit my hotkey for mission log. I can pull up all my daily missions, all my old iron challenges. I can pull up all my mining challenges and all my non-player character challenges that help me unlock different places and features, right? So that's pretty cool. So how do I find something like align horizontal or mission log? Well, in the very top right, where your default icons are that the game gives you, like escape, support center, start chat, stuff like that, you'll notice that the fourth from the right is called Action Library. If I open Action Library, then I've got all these different tabs that I can scroll through. I've got different emotes, I've got align horizontal, I've got different dances and stuff. I've even got a search bar. So I can search for like align horizontal. It'll take me directly to that page, and then I just drag and drop, right? And so really, really cool way to hotkey, really, really cool way to customize. This is something that I had a hard time getting a grasp of whenever I very first started playing, because I'd never played a PC game before. I'd always done consoles when I was younger. I got out of that whenever I started my business, and then I got into Entropia as a way to relax. It kind of turned into a business on me, so I was very, very unfamiliar with using a keyboard setup, especially with hotkeys, but very, very handy. Notice that most of my keyboard is still the basic way that I had it set up from the get-go. A lot of it is still how I used to have it kind of by default, and I've just customized for what I need, right? I can also drag and drop icons I no longer want to use to the icon trash can, and I can delete them. So those are 2 old armor sets I used to have. One thing to note is that just because you get rid of the icon does not mean you're getting rid of the item. So like my very valuable F106, right? I could drag and drop the icon into the trash can. I'm not getting rid of the item. It's still in my item inventory. I'm just getting rid of the hotkey. So like my Rubio, let's drag and drop it to the trash can. Okay, now it's no longer a hotkey, but I can open my inventory. I can go to my weapons, I can get my Rubio, and I can just drag and drop my Rubio right back to where I want it, number 6. And now it's hotkeyed again, right? So I can literally just drag and drop the item from my inventory onto the hotkey I want, and now it's hotkeyed. If I want to put this gun over here, I just drag and drop, now it's hotkeyed. I take the icon, put it in a trash can. Now the icon's gone, it's no longer hotkeyed, but notice the item is still in my inventory. So your hotkeys are not like a trade terminal. They don't magically just make the entire item disappear, right? I'm going to kind of give you guys a little tidbit here. I'm not going to come out and say it, but there is something special that I've been told potentially can happen with hotkeys, depending on how you hotkey certain things and then hotkey certain other things. Watch some of my other videos to think about where some of the value lies in areas of the game that people don't use as often, and where there might be some price discrepancy, and then try and think about some things that you can do normally that you might not be able to do in certain fields. And if you're really, really lucky, you might be able to decipher that. I haven't been able to get it to work. I've tried it a couple of times. Some people tell me it works, some people don't. We might address it in a future video, but needless to say, hotkey is very, very important, right? So that's kind of some of the basics of creating an item set. It's the basics of hotkeying. One other thing I wanted to mention, guys, a lot of people message me and they say, hey, it looks like you're never on. Like, it shows that you haven't logged in months. That's not true. I log in literally daily. In fact, I'm here most of the time, assuming I'm not at work or doing something else. So I can hit O, and this brings up my general options tab. One of the options under here, under interface, is disable loot windows. I like loot windows. I think they're the better way to play. I think it just makes the game better, but the problem is, as you do a lot of kills, they just fill up with shrapnel. You can't really keep track of your returns. You can't keep track of what kind of loot you're getting, so you don't know if you looted a weapon versus shrapnel, right? It just fills up too much. So by disabling loot window, whenever I loot a creature, instead of the loot window popping up, and the top left hand side of my screen, it actually tells me what I looted and the value, and then about 10 seconds later it just disappears. I wish they would make loot windows where the loot shows up as the icon of the loot, and then after like 10 seconds the window stays open but the loot disappears and then you loot the next creature and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, that's just not how the game's programmed at the moment, right? So we can hope. That'd be a nice little improvement, I think, on the game. So I do have loot windows disabled. It just makes it easier for me to see what I'm looting and the value. But also in this options where I manipulate graphics, sound, stuff like that, there's also kind of ways under privacy to kind of keep your privacy, make it not look like you're logged on when you are, make yourself not appear in the user register if that's something you want to do. I don't think that's very handy myself. Also, over here on the right, under my Friends tab, up by my little profile icon, I've got this little blue arrow that says Change Online Status. Notice mine's currently set to invisible. I can also set it to Do Not Disturb Online or Away from Keyboard. So why does it look like I'm never on? Well, a couple reasons. If it looks like I'm online and it shows people I log in, I get like 900 messages at once. I don't mind getting messages. I want you guys to message me. But when I get 900 at once, it makes the game almost impossible to play, right? It also comes in to be a problem whenever I'm actually competing in an event like Mayhem. So I don't mind the messages. I just don't need like 900 at the moment I log in, right? The other thing is sometimes I don't want people knowing where I am. I don't want people knowing if I'm in space. I don't want people knowing if I'm mining in certain areas, hunting in certain areas. I might be in a player versus player area. I don't want people knowing that stuff. So that's some of the reasons I do that stuff. So that's kind of the basics to item sets, hotkeys, general settings, privacy settings, stuff like that. I hope this video has been very, very informative. Guys, do please private message me. I probably get 5 to 10 messages a day about how the videos are helping people, and that's what I want to see. I had somebody yesterday tell me I'd actually just uploaded the video about what not to say when trading, and then I popped off when trading. Somebody was trying to sell Jester D1s, and they were calling it a good unlimited gun for beginners. And I said, dude, I said this openly in Cali Trade. I said, dude, it's not a good unlimited gun for beginners. It sucks. It's got horrible efficiency. It's something that they're not going to be maxed out on. If you want to sell Jester D1s, that's fine. I have no problem with that. Sell whatever you want to sell. Sell it for whatever price you want to sell it at. There was somebody trying to sell Sweat for 10 PED for 1,000, and obviously the market's going to correct them because they won't sell any, right? I don't have a problem with that, but I do have a problem with you lying and saying that a bad gun is a good gun for beginners. That's what I have a problem with. And somebody messaged me, they were like, dude, I just saw your videos a while ago. In fact, I just watched the one on trading. And you're absolutely right. There's certain things you don't want to say when trading, but there's also times you want to call people out whenever they're just blatantly lying, trying to take advantage of new players. I love the sense of community we have. I have somebody else who told me they had played in 2007. They played from 2007 to 2013. They quit Entropia, but they saw our videos and they came back. And that's what I like to see. People are learning, people are earning, people are enjoying the game, they're playing smarter, and they're starting to really get a sense of community and a love for Entropia that they felt was lost. So that makes me feel good when I hear those reports like that. That is why I do this. It's why I keep pumping these videos out. So do please private message me. If it goes through and I'm online, I'll respond as soon as I possibly can. If it goes to email, that means I'm not online, but I will respond as soon as I log in and get a free moment, right? So I love it when people message me. Also be sure and send me a friend request. I love getting friend requests, and I will accept virtually any friend request from anybody. Don't care who you are. The more the merrier, right? So one of the things I love about the game is there's so many people from all walks of life all around the world. Also just wanted to take a minute to say thank you to you guys. You guys are the ones that are giving me ideas. You're putting in the comments things that you've learned that I haven't said in a video like this. I can then make another video. I'm getting a lot of video suggestions in the comments. Some of it is stuff I hadn't thought of. Some of it's stuff I had thought of, but wasn't sure if people wanted to see it. So keep the comments coming. The subscribers, as you guys know, we've got a goal we're working toward. We're getting there very, very quickly. I really appreciate all the support, because once we can actually monetize the channel, that might potentially open up the opportunity for us to do other stuff and get people more involved. I've got some in-game events for subscribers and my YouTube fans that I've got planned. They're in the works. I don't have anything yet, but keep an eye out for that. So just wanted to say thank you so much. The more you guys like the videos, the more you comment, the more you watch, then the more YouTube learns that we're important to the Entropia community. The wider reach we get, the bigger audience, and hopefully the more people we get to learning and earning, and we can make this game really, really thrive. I had somebody the other day say you're kind of doing Mind Dark's job for them. Yes and no. They provide us the game. It's our job to make it fly. It's our job to make the sense of community and make this a better place for everybody. So keep up the good work, guys. I really, really appreciate it. I will be back with some more videos this weekend. For now, I'm going to leave it there. I've been StevieB with EarnPED.com. I hope y'all continue to learn and earn, and we will see you guys again very soon. Take care, guys.